Hello, hello, hello. Hey family, how y'all doing? Me. I hope everybody's doing well. I know it's been a while since I've been on live. I just took a little break, a moment here. It's been a while since I've been on live. I've been trying, I kind of just been trying to stay away from live for a moment. Just stay off some platforms and just I was thinking to myself that maybe I should take a break from live. I'm sure some of you know I get on live and I talk about certain things, or whatever I may be going through, I would talk about it. So anyway, I was rushing in here. I was just out in traffic coming home. I had a long day today. So I'm over here rushing. I'm in traffic. I'm trying to get home. And I'm like, I got to go do a live. I got to go do a live. I got to get on live. So I'm thinking to myself, should I get on Facebook? Should I get on YouTube or TikTok? So we'll see. So I'm like, I was thinking I should get on YouTube. But I'm like, I can't disappoint the people on Facebook, and plus whomever else is, stalking me, family member or whomever, trying to see what I'm talking about. Anyway, I made it home. You like my hat? Look at this hat, y'all. It's so cute. This is what I call a bucket hat. See it? This is what I call a bucket hat, y'all. It's cute, though. Yeah. So, I decided, my heart is beating so fast right now. I can feel my heart beating in my chest. That's why I have to calm down sometimes and just take my time and talk, because sometimes, I want to get on and I want to talk and I get so excited and I'm ready to talk and, trying to get the thoughts in my head, but I don't need no thoughts in my head. Everything I ever talk, whenever you see me anywhere when I'm talking, I'm just talking off the top of my head. I'm not recording something or trying to figure out how to say this or how to put this. Really, I'm at the point now, well, I never was like this anyway. I just talk. That's basically what I do. And, the person that you see in front of you, that is who I am. I just get on and I just talk. And I'm real. I don't try to make up stuff, try to think about what to say. It just come out when it's natural, when it's your story, you just put it out there. So, speaking of your story, you guys know, like I said, I've been talking on Facebook. I've talked on Facebook a few times. But, my mind keeps telling me, this, I guess first I have to tell you about the way I believe in certain things. Like I believe in God. When I say God, however people have their opinions, that's your opinion. But you can't force your beliefs onto other people. So I'm letting you know now that that is not what I am trying to do. I definitely believe in God. Hey, I'm not going to think about, you ever notice sometimes I'm on here and I'm trying to talk and I start stuttering or I cough, my throat starts itching because some people don't want me to talk. Okay? Some people don't want me to talk. And those people, I know who quite a few of them are. But that's a different story. I'm beyond that point now. So, I believe in God when I say I believe that everything around us it is God. I believe God is all around us and everything that is around us, because God created all this, and man, us being spiritual beings, when we have a thought that comes to our mind, we can create. We put that thought we create it, make it become reality. Not only that, I believe in my ancestors. I believe in angels. And I know when you go into the thought of speaking angels, I'm talking about there's guardian angels. Okay? I'm not going to go deep into that. But as far as like some people talk about archangels, that's a totally different thing. If you're going into spirituality, when you think about the thought, when they talk about certain angels, that's a totally different thing. But I'm just giving you a little insight on me. I don't believe in doing magic. I don't believe in taking somebody's free will. I don't believe in hurting others. I believe you do unto others as you would like for them to do unto you. You know that saying, like, I give you respect, you give me respect. You understand? I stick to myself. I like being by myself. I guess you can say I'm not an introvert and I'm not an extrovert. No, but I'm totally different. Whatever I do is what I do. I don't give no apologies for it or anything. But I'm the kind of person that believes that you respect others and you should get that respect in return. Whatever you put out there, you should receive that. Equal give and take. Like, if I'm loving you, giving you love, I expect you to love me back in the same way. You understand? Yes, that's the kind of person I am. And basically, I'm the kind of person, when you see me, what you see is what it is. Sometimes, people put on a demeanor, or you try to, you dumb yourself down, or you don't show people who you really are. But I'm not that kind of person. The person I am, it's all over me. You can see exactly who I am. Although some people, they will misinterpret things. They will take it the wrong way because certain things they don't understand. You understand? Like, for example, like, some people will see in you certain things that you don't even see in you. Some people can look at you and see that in you, but you yourself, you don't see it. Yeah. So you can imagine that happens, especially for the people that are, practicing dark arts or doing stuff behind closed doors, that they don't want you to see that they're doing. But this conversation is not about that. All right. So what I am going to talk about is, my higher self. Yes, the spiritual divine within me. I was built in his image, made in his image, the likeness of God. So he put a little bit of himself inside each and every one of us. So your reality of how you believe in God is yours, and mine is how I believe in God. You understand? Everybody has their own beliefs. But yes, I believe in the higher self. That is when you've become aware to a certain consciousness. When you listen, you can hear your intuition talking to you. That little voice inside your head? Yes, you are a spirit being. You understand? Sometimes you hear a voice talking to you in your head and you don't pay no mind. You try to ignore it. You do something totally opposite. But that is not what I'm talking about today either. So I keep hearing, there's something inside me that keeps saying, you need to tell your story. You need to tell your story. And I've been telling some parts of my story. And yes, sometimes it has reactions from certain people. Like, and who are those people? It's going to be your family members. It's going to be your friends, the people that are closest to you. It is going to be your lovers, people you've had relationships with, whether it was platonic, whether, it was an intimate relationship. It's going to be the people that you were close with, but you no longer associate with them. They're not going to be happy when you want to sit down and you want to tell your story, or you want to tell parts of your story, because you have to give it in parts. You understand? Because these platforms, unless I'm going live, and I go live all the time and sit there and just tell my story. But, I'm not at that capacity where I have so many views where I could just sit there live. So I can do live on certain platforms in a different way. You understand? But I'm not going to go into all that. What I want to say is, I've been trying to not talk too much and just don't tell my story. And, certain parts of that was because I was getting spiritually attacked, or given the evil eye, or people, family members, certain people, they want to talk about you a certain way, or they want to send out negative energy towards you, whatever form they're sending it out. I can feel it and I know it, okay? Because the God that is within me, the higher self that is within me, because I put in that work to get my consciousness to this level, to where I'm aware of what's going on around me. You understand? So I didn't used to be like this, when I was like this, when I was aware, consciously aware. That was years and years ago, before I got entangled into a relationship, and certain people around me and family members and certain things started happening to me where it brought me down to a low vibe. You understand? Because I was the kind of person that always helped people. I was always doing some type of service, whether I'm taking somebody somewhere, helping them with something, helping them with paperwork, anything, whatever they needed. I'm over here trying to be resourceful, find a solution so that I can help. That is how I was, but I had certain family members who used to say, oh, you're too nice and this and that. Why are you always doing this for people, this and that? And you just doing that because you want to show off, act like you this and that, but you're not like this for, those are your narcissists. They can't see it because, your light will irritate their demons. And then the way they think, they think on another perspective. They don't even think the same way as you, because they're not the same as you. The things that they do, you would never do. You understand? So all I'm saying is, right now, I know who I am. You understand? I know who I am. I know who I am. I know what I can do. I know what I will tolerate. And I know what I will not tolerate. So a lot of things that happened to me back in the day, or, throughout my life, I know which state of mind I was in. And sometimes I was put into that state of mind, because of certain things people were doing around me. They had me in that state of mind. But by me moving away from people and not staying in touch with people, staying away from family members, staying away from friends, and staying away from people I was in a relationship with, those of them that I know that were doing certain things. You understand? I'm not saying everybody, but the place that I am in now is that I am in my own solitude. And it's because I choose it. I decided to be in solitude so I can know what was happening to me, what was going on with me. Because I was in a state where if I achieved something, I would always go backwards. It's like I was on how can I say it? It was like I was on a wheel. You understand? And the wheel just kept going round and round and round and round. And I could never get off that wheel. It was like I was going through the same cycles over and over again. And I could never understand, why is it that I'm in the same cycle? Why is it that I'm stuck? You understand? And certain people, they're just moving and things are happening. But me, even when I was moving, I would always go back to that same old cycle, round and round, in that same old situation, same old spot. I could never get ahead. So when my dad died, February 2021, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of stuff because I tell my stories. I was telling some of my stories. I started telling them on TikTok and YouTube, and then I just stopped. I would stop, and then I would start, and I would stop. But my higher self, something, keeps talking in my head, saying, you have to tell your story. You have to tell your story. Because even though I took a back seat and I was like, okay, I'm not going to talk about this because, maybe it would be like an embarrassment. I started later thinking that, okay, if I let everybody know certain things about me, certain things that happened to me, it would be like an embarrassment, or, not everything you want. You don't want to put all your business out, certain things you don't want to talk about. But no, that's not even my way of thinking, because what else can be done to me, that hasn't already been done? It was just the negative energy and perception that was being thrown at me to have me think a certain way, to make me doubt in myself, to make me feel bad about certain things that have happened in my life, to make me feel like people were going to criticize me and look at me a certain type of way. And this and all these thoughts kept coming into my mind. One day I'm happy and I'm ready and I'm whatever I'm doing, I want to talk about it, or I'm excited. It's always that one thing, and I'm back to the same. I'm back to that same cycle, guys. So, I've been going through some things. As you guys know, I've got on these platforms, and I talk sometimes when I find this, sometimes it's overwhelming. When I say overwhelming, I don't mean that what certain things that were happening to me, or, as I say, sometimes certain people that were throwing negative energy, family members doing this, and the only reason this was being done, and it's still being done, but it doesn't affect me anymore, because I've elevated myself to the point where I know who I am. I know what I can do, and I know why this is happening. So many things I can talk about, so many things I can put out into the open. It's not time. It's not time, and that's not the way it needs to be done. But when I began to get into my spirituality, and knowing who I am and knowing how strong I was, because for anybody that had been through some, the things that I have been through, and I'm still standing, I am still here. I am still standing, okay? The one God that I know of all gods, that is everywhere. You understand? Like I say, my spirituality may be different. Yes, I believe in God, but my perception of it may be totally different from yours. You understand? When I began to get into my spirituality and awaken my mind here, awaken what is inside, I began to see certain things. I began to see more clearly. I began to know how to deal with certain things. And certain things people were doing to me, it won't affect me. It doesn't affect me. You understand? So Like, I know certain things happening to me. They can just, they throw things at you to delay you, to try to stop you from doing what you were doing. And most of the things that had been happening to me was so that I don't put my story out there. So that when I started speaking on TikTok and YouTube, Facebook, and certain family members started to see this, and, they started to watch and get in touch with one another and talk about what I was saying. They were scared that I was going to open up my mouth and say certain things that had happened with them, with that individual, whomever they are, because they know, when somebody knows certain things that they've done to you. And, of course, when I started speaking and one person may see it and they tell other people about it, and then they hear me talking about certain subjects, they don't want that. Then they start getting scared that you're going to be talking about what they did to you, or what happened when you were a child, or what happened when you were around them. They don't want to see that. They don't want to see that because they don't want to be outed. They don't want their story. They don't want people to find out who they are. They don't want to be found out for who they really are because everybody is wearing a mask. You understand? Everybody is wearing a mask. Mostly, people don't show you who they really are. That is one thing with me. You see who I really am. What you see is what it is. I don't have to put up a front. I don't have to act like I'm something else. For what? It's just going to be more work. When you lie even, you're just going to make up other lies to cover that other lie that you've made. And you keep continuing on and on. That is too much work. Not only that, what kind of life is that? So the main thing, everything that I was going through, and I have been going through, and I'm still going through, but right now, it's much better. It doesn't affect me anymore, and I don't care about that anymore. I actually don't give a damn about that. Whatever family members, ex-lovers, and, whatever family members, baby daddy, friends, I don't have too many friends, but you'd be surprised. Whomever is throwing negative energy or speaking ill on your name, and some people you don't even know. You understand? Some people you don't even know that they're doing that, and they can be somebody close to you. Most of the people that hurt you are people that are already hurt. Hurt people hurt people. I'm sure you heard of that. And not only that, family do you worse. Family is always somebody that is closest to you. It is always somebody that is close to you that is trying to do you in the darkness. When you feel like when your life is not going right, everything you're doing, you can't make a move. Now, mind you, when I stayed at let me break this down. I'm gonna see something here. Let me calm down a minute here. I'm gonna break this down. All right. So, like I said, my mind has been telling me, just get my story out, get my story out. I haven't been coming on the platforms because, of course, I've had some restraints, people trying to throw on me. They don't want me to talk. So when I get on here and I start opening my mouth to speak, my throat starts itching. I start coughing and I start getting a little pain up in my throat because they don't want me to talk. They don't want me to talk. These platforms that I've started like Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. I know there's this one person that is always on the platform, and me, a lot of things people don't know about me, but a lot of things some people do, especially people that's closest to you. I know because my intuition is very high. It's very strong. I read cards. I read cards. I can tell intuitively what somebody's thinking. I can be sitting here and I can talk to you and I can ask you a question and then you can tell me a lie And I can look at you and look at your eyes. Okay? I can look straight through you and tell that you're lying to me. Yeah, I can read through your soul just by looking at your eyes. That's not what I want to talk about. But for certain things, like I said before, certain people will see certain things in you and they don't want that for you. Like certain family members, siblings, that are jealous. They don't want you to get ahead of them. So they'll do certain things to keep you back, keep you in that same position. Let me tell you something. I lived in Georgia. I'm going to tell you guys a story, okay? I'm going to tell you guys a story, something that happened to me. And this happened to me when I was 18, okay? And if you have ears to hear me, because I promise you, I cannot, even if I try to lie, I can't. Because you will see it on my face. I just couldn't, because I would feel a certain kind of way. And I'm not God won't let me. He would not let me, because I would get punished more than the people that are out here doing black magic. Okay, let me tell you about something that happened to me. I was working in this restaurant. Well, it was like / fast food, whatever. It was called Miami Subs. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this place, but they got a lot of them in Florida. That's where I was. I was 18 years old. Okay, I was with my first. Okay, his name was Gus. He was he was half Greek, half Italian. So I had been working for him for about a couple of years now. And for my 18th birthday, he got me a present. He gave me a check. He said, go to wherever you want to go and get a car, right? And the only reason he said wherever you want to go, because the car he bought me at first, it was a Honda, and they didn't want to put a CD player in it. And he was paying this car cash. So he got upset. Okay, so it's like, you know what? He cursing. He always curse. He always called me kid. Mind you, I met him when I was 17. So I was his manager. After 6 months, we started dating. And then the only reason we got close, I believe, even he had his kids in the restaurant. But I already knew about the restaurant, the business. So anyway, when I say Miami Subs, if you know it, you know we sell gyros, we sold Dom Perignon, champagne, wings, all stuff like that, baklava. So, make a long story shorter. So now, his business, when he hired me as his manager, his business made $55,000 a month. You hear me? So after about 3 months of me working as his manager, I did inventory, I did the bookkeeping, I did the scheduling, I hired people, I trained, I cooked, and I was a cashier. So I did everything in that store. So next to me was him. So he was making $55,000 a month. After about 3 months of me working with him at that restaurant, as his manager, he went up from $55,000 a month to $79,000 a month. Okay, so that's a big significant difference. We're talking 24 grand more each month. Okay, so when he saw this, and when his kids didn't want to be there no more, they left. He was like, he was older than me. I think at the time he was in his 30s, and I was going on 18. But anyway, yeah, he was my first. So I was making him a significant amount of money. So we started talking. Now, for my 18th birthday, before we even started dating, he gave me this check after I told you they didn't want to put a CD player in the Honda. He said, you know what, kid? Fuck it. Excuse me, Facebook. Just go. Gave me a check, blank check, signed it, and said, go anywhere you want to go. I don't care. You go to BMW, Porsche, buy your car. I went to BMW. I bought a car. That was in 95. I bought a 1995 Boston Green metallic BMW, fully loaded, beige interior. You should have seen it. It was so pretty for the green. Anyway, regardless of that, One day he told me he wanted to open a dry cleaner, right? So I had about $6,000 in my pocket at the time. So I said, you know what, let me go over here and look at the dry cleaner. So he told me exactly which dry cleaner where to go. I said, you know what, let me stop by my dad's house first. I haven't been over there in quite a while, because we have issues, as you guys know. And as I go on, different days, you'll hear about my story. So anyway, I stopped by my dad's house. Now get this. As soon as I get to my dad's house, right, I pull up. So I'm getting out the car. So here comes my dad. He comes out. God bless the dead. He is dead. Okay, he died. Bless the dead. I'm not telling this story because I just this is not for clout. This is not for fame. This is for me. I have to tell my story because that is what my higher self keeps telling me. My mind keeps speaking to me and keeps saying, you have to tell your story because this is what they don't want you to do. This is what I have to do because I can help others with my life story. If you know my life story, you will cry, okay? You will cry. You won't believe. It would be things you can't even believe. But how can this shit be made up? Sometimes even I don't believe it myself. Certain shit that I've seen and that I've lived, I've actually went through, and I'm still sitting here and I'm still standing today and I can talk about it. That is how you know there is a God. You understand? There is a higher force, higher being. There is a higher purpose on your life. And if my story, whatever story I tell, it can touch somebody else. So you can know that no matter what you're going through right now or whenever, you can make it. Do not give up. You can still make it. You will still be standing, and you know there is a purpose for your life because you are still here. So let me tell you this story. So my dad comes out. As soon as I step out the car, my dad comes out the house, okay, real fast. He's like, oh, I didn't see you. You came over here. How you doing? He's like, oh, let me drive your car around the corner over here and, go talk to the guys a little bit. So, okay. I'm like, sure. I just put the keys in his hand. I'm like, okay, so he just want to go boast with the boys, 18. I'm 18 driving a $30,000 BMW, which that's nothing compared to shit that I've seen. But I'm sure, I'm thinking, okay, he just want to go boast a little bit. It wasn't even 10 minutes. He already made it back. And as soon as he made it back, I didn't even go in the house. I was just standing around outside. And as I'm about to go in, my grandma comes out the house, but I'm not by the door. I'm by my car. I'm a little distance away on the grass by my car. And as soon as let me tell the story right. Once he took my car and then he left, it was like he came back. It was like not even 10 minutes. And as soon as he put the keys in my hand, I looked to my right. My grandma was standing by the door, the front entrance of the door. So my dad put the keys in my hand. I'm standing there, guys, outside by the car. And I feel this heat, like this fire, rush from my head and it traveled all the way down to my feet. And I'm standing there. And as soon as he put the keys in my hand and I felt that, I seen my grandma standing in front of the front door. She was like, she calls me a different name, a middle name. She was like, come here. She called my name and she's like, come here. And I looked at her and tears started coming down my eyes, right? Tears was coming down my eyes. And I didn't know why, but I knew when I was standing there, I was hot. I couldn't move, right? So I'm like, Grandma, I can't move. Yeah, she's like, come here. I'm like, I can't move. Okay, so I was like, I gotta go. This is all I'm saying. Now, I came over my dad's house to see them. Okay, I came out there to see them. Now, mind you, the last time that I was over there, I had some words with my stepmom because she had an altercation with my sister, okay? Because she bit my sister. Okay, so I don't want to go into that. And then they'll be talking about, because she told me don't talk about her, whatever happened to her. But it was involved me, because by me running and sticking up for you, this lady was already the evil, the wicked witch of the West. She told me when I had the altercation with her before that visit to my dad's house that I was going to do everything before my sister. If somebody tells you you're going to do everything before your sister, what you thinking? Okay, but let's get back to the story. So I'm saying to my grandma, after my dad put the keys in my hand, and I feel this heat all over my body, and the only thing I was thinking in my head, like I had to go. I said, no, Grandma, I gotta go. Make a long story short, I jump in my car, y'all. I don't go home. I don't even change my clothes. I don't go to the dry cleaners to check on nothing. Thank God I had $6,000 in my pocket. Now, back then, I worked a lot of damn hours. I worked like 10 in the morning to 3 a.m. I was the general manager. I was making some money, even back then in 95. So I had $6,000 in my pocket, which was my money. It wasn't even for the dry cleaners, but I just had it on me. I didn't go home, guys. I jumped in my car. When I got in the car, I was like, where are you going? I promise you, I'm going to tell you something. However you take it, it's on you. But I'm not sitting here to tell you a story to make you feel I'm telling you my story, a part of my story, something that happened to me. I'm sitting in this car. I kid you not, on everything I love, on my soul. God hears me, spiritual divine within me, my ancestors. I looked down. I'm in the car is driving. I didn't even know where I was going. My feet was not on the brake. I normally drive with both feet. My left is on the brake, my right is on the gas. My feet is not on the brake. My other foot isn't on the gas. I'm not the one driving the car, y'all. I'm sitting in this car like a hostage. Okay? I look on the speedometer. I look on the speedometer and it's 125. Now, mind you, this is a brand new, that was back in 95. This is a brand new BMW, $30,000, fully loaded. The car, I'm looking on the speedometer, it says 125. I'm sitting in the car like this, like I'm not driving this car. My feet is not touching the pedal. My other foot ain't touching the gas. I'm saying, where the hell am I going? I knew something was in the car with me because I wasn't driving. But I knew that God was still protecting me. I still felt that nothing would happen to me, even though I didn't know at the time where the heck I was going. But I knew my mind was telling me I need to get out of here. The heat that was on my body was telling me I need to get out of here. So I ended up driving, not me, 15 hours from Florida. Okay, Florida, West Palm Beach to Pennsylvania, Dauphin County, Pennsylvania. 15 hours, okay? 15 hours, not stopping for gas? How in the hell? Not having to stop for gas, not stopping for a bathroom break, not stopping to do nothing. I'm not even driving this car. So, thank God, I'm like, my mind, I'm in Pennsylvania. I knew a friend of mine that lived in Pennsylvania that lived in Florida, where she had just moved to Pennsylvania. She had a child. I ended up going straight to where she was. I called her on the phone. I said, you know what? I'm in Pennsylvania. Where are you? I get to her house. That same day, I get to her house. soon as I got there, I'm like, okay, I haven't seen her in a while. And I said, let's go out to eat and I'll take you and your son and we'll go buy some stuff. Went out to eat. I bought some stuff like beach stuff for her and her son and then went back to her place, and she had family and stuff there too. So by that night, I ended up putting the rest of my money, which was I think I had about 4,500, something like that. I know I spent about 15 grand alone just that time. I put it up under her mattress. Okay. So she's like, let's go out. Listen to this. Where her house was, right up the street, there was a bar. Okay. Where they play pool and, you can drink and stuff like that. So we go to the bar, guys, up the street. That same day, when I pulled up in front of her place, it was daybreak. That same time, we went to the bar that night. We went to the bar that night, as I remember. Matter of fact, no, it wasn't daybreak. It was nighttime when I finally made it there. Yeah, we went to the bar that night. Went down the street to the bar. We get up in there, we stay for a little while. Then we're like, okay, let's go. So as soon as I'm like going outside, she behind me. She starts bickering and arguing, like she arguing with somebody out of nowhere. I'm like, she's acting like erratic. I'm like, what's wrong with you? I said, let's go. You drunk? I'm like, you kind of tipsy. I said, let's go. But she's acting like erratic and, I don't know what's wrong at the time. I didn't even know what the hell was happening to me. So now she starts acting erratic, talking, raising her voice, and she behind me. I'm thinking she done got mad at somebody else up in the place. I didn't even know who she was talking to. Next thing I see a white van, okay? A white van pulling up, just passing by, looked like the police. I was in Dauphin County, Pennsylvania. So the white van going by, next thing you know, she out there talking loud and they looking, and the next thing I see the white van back up right behind my car. So when they stopped my car and the police got out the van and he was like, they were dressed in undercover clothes. And he was like, oh, he's a cop. He said, we ran the tag. Of course he's going to run my tag back then. I'm driving this car, I'm by a bar, whatever. And then you see me going to it. And then you got this Caucasian girl behind me. She up there talking loud, erratic. Like, what the fuck? They probably thought I was drunk. Who knows what they thought? That's at the moment, this is what I'm thinking. So he said the car is reported stolen. Mind you, when I went to my dad's house, remember, went from the morning when I left my boyfriend, he hasn't seen me. I was supposed to go to the dry cleaner. He hadn't seen me. I got in the car, drove, didn't even drive, but ended up in Pennsylvania. So this told you I didn't go home. I didn't do nothing. Of course he's worried. What the hell happened to me? He hadn't heard nothing. He reported the car stolen. So I was like, oh shit. I'm not thinking anything because I'm not thinking whatever's happening to me. It's not me. I'm not thinking whatever spell it was. So I told the cop, I said, look over here. I'm pointing to my friend's house because that's how close it was, guys. Literally, you can see her house up the street from where the bar was. I'm like, look, you see that house down there? He told me, yeah. I said, this is her house. My friend, I said, I forgot. It's been a long day. I drove from Florida and not thinking, along with my personal items, I put my ID there underneath her mattress, y'all, with the money. So I told the cop, just follow me up to that house right there. He told me he could see it. I say, follow me in the car. I'm going to show you that the car isn't stolen. In fact, this is my name. I went, took the paperwork out. Look, this is me. But follow me so I can go get my license and show you. This is me. He said no. He said no. So then right there, what happens? I get arrested. Listen, I get arrested. So That same night, I got arrested. You know how you're supposed to, I've heard, well, that was my first time ever been arrested. So I found out, which I knew from watching stories and such, that you get a call and you get to see the judge. So that night, I didn't see the judge, y'all. The judge couldn't make it in for some reason. He couldn't make it in. I did get a phone call, but whomever I had called one of my longtime family member, not even a family member, but I considered him as family. He didn't answer. He was not answering. I didn't get him because, you know, sometimes people are not home or whatever. Back then, back in 95, you know, it wasn't like cell phones and stuff like that. Not like that. They probably had the big old, anyway. So when he didn't answer, and then the cop, when I was in jail in the holding cell, they told me that I had to wait till Monday to see the judge. I waited till Monday. I didn't have a choice. Monday came around, y'all. You think I seen the judge? I didn't see no judge. I was placed in population. That time I was 18. I was placed in population. And they told me, oh, don't worry, you get a court date soon. Court date soon. So one of the CEOs, that's what he called them back then, correctional officers, came and told me that I had a court date coming up. I think it was like a couple weeks after I had been in there. So I'm like, okay, I had been in there like at least about 2 weeks. So court date came. They skipped my court date. They skipped my court date. Now, after about a month and a half of being in there, I was told my name was on the list for the court date. That came. That I was waiting on the day to go to court, you know. Even the CEOs was ready, told me, get ready. You know, you got a court date. When everybody was leaving, they're calling out the names. They skipped my court date. You listening? About 3 months into this, 3 months had gone by. 3 months had gone by. And the correctional officer, the CEO, told me, okay, your court date's coming up. I'm rooting for you. I don't know what's going on. I'm rooting for you. You know, I done been in there 3 months. I done made friends. You know, I had a CEO bringing me food from the outside because they couldn't believe my story. So, 3 months. That is when I finally made it to court. When I got to the courthouse, the same cop that arrested me was like, what the hell? He was like, I can't believe you're still here. He said, what are you doing still here? I'm like, you're the one that arrested me. He's like, I understand that night. I couldn't understand what was going on. He said, I even spoke with your boyfriend that night and tried to explain certain things. He told me that to drop the charges because he was just worried about, he didn't know where he was. So that was supposed to have been dismissed and I was supposed to be out. Now, the judge, he said, Judge, after he talked to me, he looked at the judge. He said, Judge, this was an old misunderstanding. Don't even drop the case. Just dismiss it. Didn't even hear my story. But now, I'm so glad. I just want to get out of here and just go back to my life. You understand? And at the time, a lot of things happening. I didn't even quite know what was going on. But the whole point of the story, this is just some part of my story. Because like I said, if you know my story, my story is meant to be told. My story is meant to be told. And can't nobody stop me from telling my story, whether it's family members, friends, ex-lovers, whomever, because they stand to lose from me telling my story. Whatever. But anyway, the whole point of it was, from the time that my dad, took my car around the corner and put the keys in my hand when he came back, and my body felt like it was on fire. I couldn't even go up to walk, let alone, I couldn't even walk. I was stuck there. I couldn't even move to walk to my grandma as she was calling me. I'm saying to myself years later, why didn't she just come get me? I don't know how this shit works. So the whole point of it was whatever she was calling me for me to come to her, I don't know to this day. I don't know if it was something she wanted to tell me, something she wanted to give me, but obviously I was not supposed to hear it or get it, because she ended up dying while I was in Dauphin County Jail. She ended up dying, and when she died, when I finally was able, when I made a call, when I was inside the jail after being in there for months, and I reached one of my friends, not even family. When I reached one of my friends, he told me when my grandma had died. Okay, that is when I was able to finally get up in court after she died. So, but that is just part of certain things, you know. So, you know, I thought I couldn't come back from that, because after that, so many things were happening. So many things was happening in my life, and it had happened. I mean, I've been going through things since I can remember. Okay, real quick, I'm going to tell you guys, my dad told me this story. Now, whatever happened, my dad passed away. I'm not holding any grudges, because I'm the kind of person, like, no matter what has happened to me, no matter what family has done to me, friends, whomever, I don't hold grudges, because I believe in what you sow, you shall reap. I believe in what you put out there, you will get it back. It doesn't matter how long it takes, how it comes, you definitely will get it back. Okay? So, and I believe that you can't hold somebody down forever, that tough times don't last always. But let me tell you what my dad told me. He told me that when I was born, he said, when your mom was pregnant and you was born, he said, we couldn't even leave the house. It rained. He said, when you were supposed to be born, it rained. It was a storm for 3 days. Nobody where we were at, where I was born, where I came from, no one could go out. Okay? So I was born in the house. He said it rained for 3 days. It stormed. This is a story he's telling me. So I can say this. I was born in the chaos. You know, my family is chaos. If I tell you certain things about me and you look at me, you would never believe that I went through that. That's what that's saying. No matter what you go through, people shouldn't be able to tell. And with me, you would never be able to tell what I was going through. No, you won't. You can look at me and you can't tell. If I tell you some things about certain things I've seen throughout my life, certain things that happened to me, certain things that people try to do to me, certain things that I've seen, you would never believe. But you would, because you can't come up. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. So when I talk about certain things that happen in my life, when I talk about certain things that's happening to me, or, you know, people doing this, family members, that's just because they don't want me to talk. But you know what? It is November 1st. November 1st. Okay? This is my season. Yes, it is my season. I'm no longer sitting here worried about what people thinking, or how would people think about me, or family members would get embarrassed, or things of the such, and all this hypocritical nonsense. Because certain things are meant to be shared, not kept. Because the things that happened to me in my life, I can feel the energy running through me, y'all. certain things that has happened to me, it's meant to be shared. And nobody's going to keep me from telling it. I don't care where I have to tell it, how I have to tell it. It is going to get out. It's going to get out. And it's going to get out. I don't even have to talk about certain things that I'm doing, but it's going to get out. So to you family members, to you ex-lovers, you know who I'm talking to, baby daddy, that you've been doing so much drama with certain, you even got in this, I'm not going to go over that, but your group or whatever, whomever, certain family members that are in certain societies that's trying to keep me from talking, that don't want me, you can't do that anymore. Whatever you throwing, whatever you dishing out, whatever it is, even when you come in my dreams, even when you try to do certain things to me, it's not working anymore. It may have delayed me in the past. It may have got me to thinking that maybe I shouldn't do this because you wanted to put doubt in my mind. But no, you can't hold me down no more. So it don't matter what you do. I don't even care that you know where I'm at right now. I got away from all of you so that you wouldn't know where I was. I'm not worried about you know where I am because I know who I am. I know exactly who I am. And that is what you wanted to keep me from finding out. You held me down for so long. Let me tell you something. And I know who I'm speaking to when I say this, because when I speak, guys, I know who's going to hear it. And that I'm sending out that message. When you had me come from Georgia, you tried for 2 years to get me to come down here from Georgia, to move with you guys in my dad's house. Oh, I need to come because this and that, because certain things going to happen, this and that. Yeah, it was the plot. And not only that, I fell for it. But you tried to plan my dad's death on me because you wanted to make sure that if your story had a botch in it, I know who, it was a few of you. I don't have to put it out there. I'm going to save that for another time. But your story, you wanted to make sure your story fitted in so that if it was botched, you would put it on me. Yeah, I know about that too. When you told me that the nurse told him that, oh, what you said, my dad was on a ventilator. Okay. Y'all had a meeting, Zoom meeting without me. You understand? I understand why you classified me as the black sheep and you held me at a certain standard. It's because you knew who I was. You knew you wanted to keep doing what you were doing to me and feeding off of me, but it's okay. It's okay. The zombie is awakened now. I don't want to say awake because that's like saying I'm in awake. You know how when you have awake? No, I am consciously aware now. Okay. My mind is open now. I see everything. I know what has been going on. I know everything you did. You understand? I feel sorry for you because I don't have to do things to hurt you because you're hurting yourself. Okay, you're hurting yourself. So when you think everything you're doing, you digging that hole for me, you better dig another one for you. You better dig. I'm telling you, the hole that you digging is so big. And I know right now you falling into it. Oh, so many of you are falling into it. You try to keep me down so I don't tell my story. But anyway, when you called and told me, oh, we had a Zoom meeting, I said, how you guys going to have a meeting without me? Didn't even tell me about it, but then you're going to tell me, oh, your dad said that you offered the nurse $15,000 so that the nurse could hurt him or do something to him. Are you serious? My dad was on a ventilator. He couldn't even talk. You really think that whatever you were doing to me in that house where you had me trapped in that room, when I stayed there for almost 5 years, thank God I work from home. How else would I have been making a living? I would have been really messed up. When y'all had me up under all this spiritual attack in this house, and later on when my dad died, that was when my soul was free. I was able to free myself, even though you guys screwed me from every way going. Okay, I don't care about the freaking money. I don't care about the house, the money, none of that. Even though most of the work fell on me, I did it. You know why? Because I'm a freaking soul survivor. I'm a warrior. Nothing's going to keep me down. If God tells me that this is my purpose, that I decided to come down here and break this generational curse, this generational lineage, I decided to be the curse breaker, to come take on all y'all karmic bullshit, to break this generational curse for this generation. I decided to do that. I'm going to stand in it, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to speak my truth every moment I get. I just started talking. This is nothing. Facebook, this is nothing. This is nothing. I'm not going to talk about what I'm doing, but I am going to get my story out there because it is meant to be told. It is meant to be heard, so somebody else out there can know that. I know other people are going through this bullshit. You know, spiritual attacks, family doing this, friends doing this, people that have certain gifts, you know, people that read cards, people that are intuitive, they the black sheep and they always been classified a certain way. You think, oh, your life hasn't been going right and all this been happening. It's not just because of you. You were not meant to struggle. I was not meant to struggle. Okay? I was not meant to struggle. I am a divine being. You see, that's why I'm different from you guys. My heart is different. You see that no matter what you do to me, no matter what you kept doing to me, no matter how many death spells, how many accidents I've had, how many things that have happened to me, how many things that have been taken from me, and I have to start over all again. Hey, let me tell you something. I still get up. I'm still going to be able to get up. I'm still going to walk in my truth. And I'm still going to be me. I'm going to tell it. I'm going to be strong. I'm going to overcome it. I'm going to jump the hurdle and keep going because it is in me. Okay? It is in me. I am the lioness. You understand? I am the lioness. You can't hold this lioness down. You've been trying to delay me for so long, which you have. Believe me, you delayed my life for so long. You've taken so many years from me that was not yours. In fact, I know some of you are going through some shit right now, and it is not magic. I know nothing about magic. In fact, if I wanted to know, which I know some things, I won't do it because my heart is not like that. Even though all this shit happened to me, I still have the capacity to love. Even though my relationships could never work, you know, a lot of things been happening in my life. It is not natural. I know why it's been happening. And now that I've overcome that, you know, I've overcome all that, the fear and the doubt. You can't do anything else to me. You can't do nothing else to me. So I just want to let you know, because I know you're going to see this. I know you're going to see this, you know, and whomever gets to see it, and as y'all pass it on to the family and such, you pass on the news, okay? Let them know whatever they shoot at me, whatever they throw at me, is going right back to you because it's not going to stick. It's not sticking. There's nothing else that you can do to me that you haven't already done. You've tried to kill me. I'm still here, okay? So many times. And I know that some of you even went to the crossroads on Halloween. You cannot kill me. You cannot kill me because this is my destiny. It isn't yours. Even though you try to steal it from me, you can't steal somebody's destiny. Whatever's meant for them is meant for them. You understand? So, anyways, I'm not going to get over just keep talking. No, I'm just letting you guys know. I know it's been a while since I've been on here because every time I get on here, you know what you guys been doing. But look at me right now. You see me? Or you need a better look. Look at my face. Look at me. Okay? Like I said before, it don't matter what I go through. Look at me. You can't take nothing from me that is mine. Nothing. Everything that you've done to me, it has all been done to you. Okay? There is nothing else that you can do to me. You can't close my mouth, keep me from talking. That's it. Now the story's coming out. So for those of you who know certain things have happened, I'm not making it a point to talk about family members or friends. That's not what it's about. It's not what it's about. It is for me. It is for me, and it's for someone else out there that has been through this shit, that is going through certain things in their life, that has had certain catastrophes happen to them because of certain things or certain people that have been around them. You understand? So that they know, if I am still here, sitting here today, I had in 1 year, I had 3 accidents where it wasn't my fault. It was a car that hit me. In 1 year, I had 3 accidents. Now, mind you, I avoided 6 in that year. I would have had 9 freaking accidents, car accidents alone, but I avoided 6. So that's to show you that the God that is within me is stronger than the God that is within this world. Okay? So when you're thinking you coming for me, remember now, all the time you've been delaying me and trying to stop me, I'm telling you now, that ceases. It's over. So that is it. You can't do nothing else to me. I'm not scared of anything else that you're trying to do. So my story is going to be out, and I'm going to keep talking. I don't care who gets to see it. It's not about clout. It's not about how many people come on, follow it. I don't give a damn about how many followers or who's. This is about me getting this out so that it can reach somebody else that may need the help, that may feel like their life is nothing, that feels like they want to commit suicide, that feels like, wow, they living because they can't see what they living for, what they're living for. You understand? It's about the feeling that you can push on somebody to make them feel so low. No. If this reaches somebody out there to know that if you're going through something right now and you feel like you cannot go through it, you're not alone. You are not alone. Okay? And it's not natural. It is not natural for somebody's life to be constantly going a certain way. No, it is not natural. So know who you are. Know that you have a God within you that is stronger than anything that is within this world, and that you can overcome anything. If you've gone through things for so many years and you're still standing, know that there's a purpose for your life. Okay? Nobody can take you out. And that's one thing I know. Only God can take me out. When it's my time to go, I will go. But you guys can't do nothing else to me, and you can't shut me up. So I'm going to keep on speaking no matter what I go through. And I'm going to stay away from you because I've learned the lessons. I've learned the lessons. For all the relationships that I've been in, I'm not talking about a relationship where I'm intimate with somebody. I mean platonic. I mean family members, friends. I've never had someone in my life that was genuine, except for one person that was genuine in my life, and she is in California. Okay, Rachel, you know who you are, Rach. That is the only friend I've ever had, a Caucasian woman. I've never had somebody that entered my life that meant good for my life. So what did I do? I pulled myself away because that is the only way. Because, sometimes you're not meant to stand with people or have people in your life. Sometimes you're meant to stand alone. And I've come to that realization. For everything that I've went through, I've come to the realization that I don't need other people to validate me. I don't need family members to validate me or see my worth. The point is, they know your worth. They see your worth. They just try to belittle you because of the fact they know your worth. They don't want you to become that person you need to be. No, they don't want you to believe in different things other than what they believe in. My family is Adventist. So I've been in church all my life. Okay? Yes. So they don't want you to be a certain way. They want you to follow them. But then when they're stealing and doing certain things to you that you don't even know about. So for some of you guys that kind of don't understand, put this out there. I am of Haitian descent. Okay, I'm from the islands. So we have different cultures. There's so many different things that happen. Certain things that happen in my culture, you guys probably will never know. But a lot of you know, nobody's sleep to this. Come on, Jamaicans, even Caucasian, everybody knows about roots. Everybody knows about black magic. You have Wiccans, all these people, some people practice for good. But some people are out here not doing shit for good. They're doing it to better themselves, to gain. You understand? Just like you want to talk about, the Illuminati and certain people do certain things because they want to capitalize on their gain. Anyways, I save my talks for when I go on live on my other platforms. So to the people that's been trying to hold me down, the people that's closest to me, that was closest to me until I woke up finally and seen you for who you are. Okay? Don't worry. You didn't stop me. You will never stop me. I will keep on talking. I will get my story out. By any means, I'm going to get it out. Yeah? And it's going to help somebody out there. It's going to help somebody that's been through something. Because I guarantee you, some of the crap I've been through, I'm sure a lot of people have been through it. Some of the things that's happened in my life because of magic spells, me walking around not knowing where I was coming or going, and some of the things and people that was brought into my life that I wouldn't even give the time of day to. The people that I was around their energy, that when I look at them now and know not by their appearance, but by I know who they are, I wouldn't even give them a time of day to even speak to them. But I had some of these people in my life because of the perception and the shit that was being done to me growing up and living and being around family members. And come on, man. People, this is still, even though it's a 3D, don't tell me you don't know this is a spiritual warfare. So you think some of these people that have stuff in their life, some of these people driving these fancy cars and living their life a certain way and doing certain things, you really think that some of these people actually work for this shit? Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. You understand? This right here, this third eye. Oh, open your eyes. Do your meditation. Know your higher self. Know who you are. Because I guarantee you, if you're going through shit in your life right now and you can't understand, it's not natural. But anyway, so I guess I can say the people that are closest to me, I don't need to keep repeating myself. Like I said, I'm not going to stop. Now you've awakened the beast. Okay? The beast was asleep. So now you've awakened it. So you kept doing things and doing things. I could have left the shit alone, but maybe this is what it's supposed to be. I've come to the realization that this was supposed to happen. The way that you guys kept coming at me and everything that had happened in my life, I realized that it was for my benefit, that it was for my growth, so that I can do this. You understand? That is the calling on my life. If I can help somebody else out, by sharing my story and they can help or save somebody, I'm all for it. But anyway, Facebook, I am out. I know I'm going to have to delete this on my story page because that's not long enough, but I know this is going to be in my profile. So, yeah, I'm done talking for the day, but my heart was beating so fast. I get these moments when my heart starts beating in my mind. My intuition keeps talking to me, telling me I need to get on. I need to get on, because I said I wasn't going to do this anymore, because I was just going to give everybody what they wanted. Don't talk, leave it alone. But I can't, because my soul keeps speaking to me, telling me I can't. I have to live in my purpose. This is the purpose. The hell that I've been through, the stuff that's happened to me, I have to get it out, because it's not it's not meant for me to keep it to myself. It is meant to be shared. It is meant to be told. My story is meant to be told, and I can free myself. You understand? So anyway, I hope you guys have a good night. And like I said, anybody, if this can inspire somebody to know, if those of you who know me, even those of you who've seen me in Georgia, and you know some part of some things that have happened to me, and even though some lies you've heard through exes or whatever, what they trying to cover up their tracks from what they did, okay? And you only know of two. So they trying to cover up themselves from what they did, and they trying to cover who they really are, so people would tell all kind of crap on you. That's one thing that I can say. I don't waste time on that. I don't worry about what people think, what people going to say about me. I live up to my truth. If I do something, I will own up to that shit. I did it. I apologize for it. Forgive me. You understand? I'm not going to try and lie on somebody else and talk about, oh, this didn't work because so-and-so was out here doing this. So-and-so was out here doing whatever. No, I'm not that type of person. I own up to my truth. I own up to my mistakes. If I make a mistake, or if I do something intentionally, I will own up to it, and I will ask for forgiveness. That's the kind of person I am. Okay, when I'm right, I'm right. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. There's no in between with me. There's no shade of gray. It's black or white. It's yes or no. That's it. But anyways, yeah. And for some of you that know me in Georgia, and some of you that know me in Florida, and if you've seen certain people, a couple of people that knew me, like I'm speaking on somebody that I was in a relationship with. So I know you're going to watch this, but all the stuff, all the stuff you did and try to put on me, all the stuff you did to me, I don't even need to talk about that shit right now. But for you trying to mess up my reputation, I don't have to. The people, all they got to do is look at you now and tell that what you was putting out, you were trying to cover your own ass. But it's okay, because whatever's done in the dark, it always comes out into the light. You understand? It always comes out into the light. Yep. That's what, hey, it always comes into the light. You can't hide dirt for so long you want to sweep it up under the rug. You can't hide it, but for so long, it's going to come out. And I'm sure it's coming out. People are seeing you for who you are. They are seeing you. That's because the karma that you have accumulated. That's not me. I don't have time to, certain things happen in your life. You thinking, oh, like people you've been with talking about me doing this. No, I don't have time for that. That's a waste of time. Not me. That's your karma. Everything you put out, remember what I said? You get it back. Remember that. All right, guys.